Imagine a place where time itself seems to move differently. It's a world lost in the huge Indian Ocean. This is Madagascar, an island continent that broke away from the huge land masses of Africa and India many millions of years ago. Since then, it has followed its own unique path, a path of isolation. This separation created a sanctuary, a world where evolution could experiment and thrive like nowhere else on our planet. The result is a land of breathtaking landscapes and extraordinary life forms, a place that seems to belong entirely to another era. What if there's a whole world, a complete ecosystem full of creatures and traditions found nowhere else, hidden in plain sight in the middle of a vast ocean? This question isn't make-believe, it's the reality of Madagascar. Madagascar's geographic isolation is the most important thing to understand about its biology. It became a living laboratory for evolution. The animals and plants that ended up here were cut off from the pressures of evolution on the mainland. There were no big predatory cats. There were no monkeys. The result was a simply amazing level of uniqueness. Scientists figure that a whopping 90% of all wild animals that live in Madagascar are found nowhere else on Earth. This includes all of its native land mammals and 95% of its reptiles. It's as if nature was given a blank canvas and allowed to paint a masterpiece of unique design. This is why Madagascar is often called the eighth continent. It's a separate biological region with its own rules, its own characters, and its own evolutionary story written over thousands of years. The wonders of Madagascar aren't just about its animals. The land itself is a site of dramatic opposites, shaped by millions of years of being cut off from other places. This separation has allowed nature to create landscapes unlike anything else on Earth. For thousands of years, rain slowly wore down a huge limestone plateau. This process, called karstification, carved a whole forest of sharp spires out of the rock, making one of the most dreamlike landscapes on Earth, the Tsingy. This Malagasy word means where one cannot walk barefoot. A good warning about the sharp edges of this stone maze. To get around in this up and down world, you have to use a network of ropes, shaky hanging bridges, and steel cables attached right into the rock. Every step here is a test of bravery and focus. Even though it looks unwelcoming, the stone forest is a stronghold of different kinds of life. Its complex shape creates small climates, giving shelter to special kinds of animals, from lemurs jumping on the peaks to reptiles and plants hiding in the cracks. It's a tough and hard-to-reach place, a natural fortress that has stayed mostly untouched for centuries. And yet, this is just one side of Madagascar. While the inside of the island has these tough features, the long coastline offers a completely different view. These perfect shores with white sand and blue-green water are a great opposite to the sharp, tough world of the stone forests. They show a softer, more welcoming side of Madagascar, a place of calm, warmth, and the gentle rhythm of the waves. Under the water lies another world of wonders, bright coral reefs that are full of life. They are home to thousands of types of fish, protect the coastline, and create calm, shallow lagoons. For centuries, The local fishing communities have lived in peace with the sea. Their lives are guided by its tides and its gifts and their traditional pirogue boats, just like hundreds of years ago, dot the horizon at sunset. This two-sided nature makes the island so endlessly interesting, a place that can both challenge and charm everyone who comes to explore its shores. It's a land of opposites, where the tough fight for survival lives next to peaceful, paradise-like beauty. No trip to the heart of Madagascar would be complete without meeting its most famous residents, the lemurs. These primates, found nowhere else on Earth, are a charming symbol of the island's special heritage. Millions of years of being alone have allowed them to truly rule this lost world. For the Malagasy people, they're often seen as sacred forest spirits. Their presence is a super important link between the human world and nature. Their loud calls at dawn are heard as the voices of ancestors. With no competition, their ancestors changed into an amazing variety of over 100 different kinds. They learned to live in almost every kind of environment, from the tiny mouse lemur, the smallest primate in the world, to the big indri. They move with the grace of an acrobat. Sifakas make incredible jumps between trees, and on the ground they move in a funny sideways dance. Each kind has its own special story. From the strange night-loving eye, which acts like a woodpecker, using its long finger to find grubs, to the famous ring-tailed lemur. These social animals live in groups led by a female and are known for their sun-worshipping ritual. Lemurs aren't just the face of Madagascar, they're the forest's essential gardeners, playing a vital role in spreading seeds. For many plant kinds, seeds passing through a lemur's digestive system is their only chance to grow. Sadly, this delicate balance is now in danger. Madagascar's lemurs are the most endangered group of mammals on Earth, mostly because they're losing their homes. As their forest homes shrink and break apart, populations become separated and more likely to disappear. But there's hope. Conservation efforts all over the island are working hard to protect these charming creatures, replanting forests and creating safe pathways with the help of local communities. The future of these forest spirits is tied to the future of Madagascar itself, and saving them depends on everyone working together. We're now at one of Madagascar's most famous and amazing places, the Avenue of the Baobabs. These huge trees, with their smooth, big trunks and branches that look like roots, make for a very dreamlike, almost out-of-this-world sight. These are Grandidier's baobabs, living monuments, some of them more than 800 years old. They're known as Renala, or Mother of the Forest, and their unique shape has earned them the nickname upside-down trees. At sunrise and sunset, the scene becomes truly magical. The low golden light casts long dramatic shadows and a deep sense of calm settles over the avenue. These amazing trees are super important, truly a tree of life. Their fruit is healthy, their bark gives us fibers, and their trunks hold thousands of liters of water. The fruit has lots of vitamin C. The bark is used for ropes, and the huge trunks act like natural water tanks during the long dry season. Local people have lived next to these trees for hundreds of years, their lives woven into the rhythm of the baobabs. But these trees haven't always been standing alone like this. They are survivors, grand reminders of a thick, dry forest that is now gone. The forest around them was cut down for farming, leaving these giants as lonely guards in a changed landscape. This scene, even though it's beautiful, carries an important message about protecting nature. Without the surrounding forest, the next generation of trees might not make it. The forest ecosystem helped with pollination and seed growth, but now new trees barely grow naturally. In Malagasy culture, these trees are holy, respected as homes for the spirits of ancestors, which often saved them from being cut down. Now, it's our job to make sure these old guardians don't become the last of their kind, silent witnesses to a world that has disappeared. Saving them means saving a piece of Madagascar's heart and soul. The island's wonders also extend to its culture, a rich and exciting mix born from an amazing history of human movement. The first people to settle here weren't from nearby Africa, but brave travelers from Borneo in Asia. Later, groups speaking Bantu languages arrived from Africa, creating a cultural tapestry from two continents. You can see this blend everywhere, in the terraced rice fields that look like Asia, and in the lively, rhythmic music that echoes African beats. At the heart of Malagasy culture is a deep respect for ancestors, shown most clearly in the Famadihana ceremony. In this joyful celebration, families open their ancestral tombs to rewrap the remains, share family news, and celebrate the endless connection between generations. It's a deep expression of love, showing that death isn't the end and that family ties go beyond the grave. This unique culture also extends to its tastes, with food that mixes ingredients and cooking styles from all over the Indian Ocean, always centered around rice. As our journey comes to an end, it's clear that Madagascar is much more than just an island. It's a living story of how things change over time, a beautiful song of nature, and a celebration of human culture, all living together in a delicate and precious balance. The beauty of Madagascar is only matched by how fragile it is. Keeping it safe is one of the biggest challenges we face today in protecting nature. We invite you to think about the amazing things we've shared. What part of Madagascar impressed you the most? Was it the dancing lemurs, the old baobab trees, or the story of its people? Which natural wonder would you want to see first? Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you want to learn more incredible stories about our planet, please subscribe to our channel.